Right then, we are back with a second round match here in the Crown of Kings tournament. This is the number 10 seeded Will Ospreay up against the number 14 seeded Oba Femi. Now, of course, Ospreay made his way through the first round to get here by defeating the number 23 seeded Mascara Dorada, in which was a real high-flying clash. Whereas Oba Femi defeated his NXT roster mate Trick Williams. And remember that Will Ospreay currently is the Intercontinental Champion, so I have suggested potentially whoever eliminates him, if anyone does that is, will get an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, that's currently penciled in because there's certain situations that aren't really going to work for that. For example, if Ospreay loses in the final or if Ospreay goes on to win it, obviously that gets even more messy then, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But either way, Ospreay, I think, will be the favourite for this one, because he currently is top of our ranking system, plus 31 after 47 matches. Incredible for him. It's the last 2 years really have really been what's made him. He got a plus 17 in 2024 and a plus 13 so far in 2025. He really has been outstanding the last couple of years, and those 2 years alone have positioned him top of the ranking system, finally knocking Bret Hart off the top. Bret's been there since the very beginning. Of course, Bret was our very first ever SWE World Champion. And then we have Oba Femi. He is currently on +1 after 8 matches. 7 of those 8 matches have come so far this year, and he's currently +2 for this year. This is his big opportunity to showcase what he can do. I do stick by what I said. I think he's the underdog in this one. I think Ospreay has that massive experience edge. He also has a ability edge as well. And it's going to be an interesting one because it's very much pace versus power, isn't it, really? You've got the pace, agility of Will Ospreay, and then you've just got the sheer powerhouseness of Oba Femi. It'll be interesting which one does come out on top. And because of the way the rounds are working, it's the highest seed versus the lowest seed, I can say that if Oba Femi was to win here, then Oba Femi would get a match in the next round against Jey Uso. However, if Will Ospreay was to win, we would see Will Ospreay versus Seth Rollins in one of our 4 quarterfinals. Either way, it's going to be a really interesting quarterfinal match. I'm pulling for Ospreay, of course I am, because I really want to see Ospreay versus Seth Rollins, to be honest with you. But let's see what happens. It is now in the hands of the 2K gods. As straight away, it's Oba Femi running straight through Ospreay with the clothesline, now dropping an elbow right into the heart. Just dropping these elbows one after another now on Ospreay. And like I said, Oba Femi's going to have a massive strength advantage here, which he's showcasing already just by throwing Ospreay around the ring. Ospreay's had no offense at all as of yet. Oba Femi took him up into a powerbomb position. It's a bit too early for that. And Ospreay able to spin it around into a sit-out powerbomb of his own. Wow. Incredible strength being shown now by Will Ospreay. Ospreay now springs over the top with the forearm. Phenomenal forearm there. Obviously taking some lessons from some of his previous matches, and that was one from his battles with AJ Styles in the past. Ospreay now wrenching back at the hand of Oba Femi before dropping the knees right into the spine. And Oba Femi dominated the very early parts of the match, but Ospreay had turned it around, and as I was saying that, the power there by Oba Femi just throwing Ospreay into the air, dropping him face first into the mat. Ospreay now has the arm of Oba Femi hooked. And this could be smart by Ospreay, working over the arm, really damaging that arm. Could be a way to reduce what Oba Femi can do. But then again, Oba Femi turns it around and uses his strength advantage just to push Ospreay down to his knees onto the mat. And a stiff trip there. Ospreay, back of his head, hits that mat hard. Ospreay with a boot in the face of Oba Femi. And Oba Femi now in full control of the arm. Oh, wrenches it. I could pop it straight out the shoulder socket there. It's a really painful maneuver. And Oba Femi really showing some really good technical ability here. Not quite what I expect from him. Normally I expect just pure powerhouse maneuvers, but seeing his chain wrestling and just the way that he's being very smart with things. He's trying to slow the pace of the match down, which again would suit him much more than it suits Will Ospreay. But this might not be his smartest thing. Oba Femi heading up onto the top. It's high risk, but it's also high reward. The big splash there by Oba Femi splashes down on Ospreay, and it's only a 2 count. Oba Femi now willing Ospreay back up to his feet. And there's the back elbows by Ospreay. He managed to tilt-a-whirl his way around, taking down Oba Femi. That stiff forearm, wow. There is the standing. It's like almost like a Spanish fly. It's not quite though, is it really? But either way, Ospreay picking up Oba Femi in with a Styles Clash. Once again, utilising some of AJ Styles' moveset. There's the drop kick there by Ospreay, taking down Oba Femi. And now another drop kick. Wow, Oba Femi flopped. And now backing away into the corner. We've seen this before. Generally, he likes to go with the hidden blade. He's referenced to Assassin's Creed. He hits it as well. There's the pin by Ospreay. There's the 1. There's the 2. No, it's only a 2 count. Ospreay now booting into the shin of Oba Femi. Attempted line salt. Oba Femi avoids. Gets kicked away. Oba Femi once again kicking Ospreay away. Dropping the boot down and now going to bring him back up to a kneeling base. Double axe handle into the spine. Oba Femi boot into the back of the arm as well. Ospreay slowly making his way up to his feet. Oba Femi has him up. Nope. Ospreay slides at the back. In with that reverse DDT. Ospreay now standing in control of Oba Femi. Springs off the ropes. Terrible. Really, really poor there by Ospreay. Oba Femi catches the drop kick and there's the boot into the gut as well. Dives in for the pin. Not really a lot of big maneuvers hit there, but Oba Femi went for it anyway. And it was only enough for basically a 1 count, wasn't it? Really, that stiff lariat there by Oba Femi taking down Ospreay hard. There's the boot right into the shins as well. And Oba Femi with a big pop-up powerbomb. That's what got him through to the second round against Trick Williams. It took him 2 in that first round. It might just take him 2 again though, because the first one was kicked out of by Ospreay. There's the dive and elbow again. Oba Femi did a lot more high flying than I ever expected. And there is the power slam by Oba Femi now as well. And look at the strikes, another big stiff clothesline. Look at the running elbow as well. Both guys back up on their feet. They're both hit high impactful maneuvers now. But Oba Femi taking Ospreay up on the shoulders. There's that F10 style maneuver. I think Ospreay actually landed neck and face first on that bottom rope, which is incredibly painful. Remember, those ropes are not springy as they look. They're made out of steel woven wire. Ospreay now, is he looking for Stormbreaker? He's up on the shoulder. There it is. Is it Stormbreaker? It is Stormbreaker. Windbreaker? No. It is Stormbreaker, isn't it? I keep getting confused with Storm Zero. I'm sure it's Stormbreaker. As Ospreay now, there's the knee in to the outside of the leg. Ospreay now up to the middle rope, willing Oba Femi back up to his feet. And dives in with the forearm slash punch right into the head. Ospreay, now there's the boot right into the gut of Oba Femi. Ospreay once again heading up to the top. It might be one or two big maneuvers now that finishes things off here for Ospreay. Oba Femi struggling. Ospreay in with that diving forearm once again. Oba Femi though kicking Ospreay away. Ospreay springs off the ropes with the drop kick, taking down Oba Femi. And now Ospreay backing away. Oh, went for the hidden blade, but Oba Femi saw it coming, avoided it. There's the clothesline to the back of the head himself. Ospreay with the boot right into the back of the leg of Oba Femi. And now an arm breaker as well. And a boot right into the back of the head. Ospreay now dragging Oba Femi away from the ropes. Oba Femi slowly climbing back up to his feet. Ospreay sends him off the ropes. Springs off into the cutter. Wow, what a maneuver. Ospreay now turning Oba Femi over. I'm going to take him up once again. Yep. Incredible strength being shown here by Ospreay. There is the Styles Clash, middle of the ring. Hooks the legs, hooks the arms, hooks the everything. And there is the victory. And Will Ospreay is moving on to the quarterfinals. And he will face off against Seth Rollins. Wow, okay. He faces Seth Rollins, which means that we now know the winner of Okada and Joe Hendry will be the man to face off against Jey Uso. What a win that was then for Will Ospreay. I said I thought he was the favourite. I mean, Oba Femi has been very, very impressive, don't get me wrong, but he's still just a little bit inexperienced to know the best time to do certain things. I mean, the dives were very risky, but they panned out for him in this match. But in another match, he might struggle, who knows? But Will Ospreay is just one step too much for everybody, isn't he, really? Oba Femi moves down to 0 after 9 matches. And Will Ospreay continues his incredible run as he now moves up to a plus 32 after 48 matches. He's plus 14 for the year. He's now 3 points clear of Bret Hart in second place in the ranking system as well. Well, there we go. I mean, there was that pop-up powerbomb earlier on by Oba Femi. It wasn't quite enough. I mean, Oba Femi had some really big moments in this match. Not quite enough to secure the victory. But there was that big F10 dropping Ospreay face first across the ropes. Here was the Stormbreaker taking down Oba Femi. This wasn't quite enough either. Then he did go for the second hidden blade, which he actually missed. But in the end, it was this Styles Clash that was enough to finish him off. It showed incredible strength to deadlift him up from a kneeling position into the Styles Clash and get the free count to secure his position in the quarterfinals. So we now know then our quarterfinal matches will be Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu, Hiroki Goto versus CM Punk, Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay, and Jey Uso takes on the winner of Okada and Joe Hendry. And I don't know about you, but I am so desperate for that not to be Joe Hendry. But who knows what the game's going to give us, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. The game is weird and wonderful. Who knows? Joe Hendry could defeat Okada and I'm going to scream. But either way, I'll love you, leave you good night. God bless. I'll see you later for our final match of the day. Okada versus Joe Hendry. And it's coming up next.